Okay. We are recording now, and we're going to talk about black spruce. And I thought I'd get outside. And this is not a black spruce tree, but this is a ponderosa pine, one of my favorites here in the Pacific Northwest. So I thought it was appropriate to be under a big evergreen tree since we're talking about black spruce. Black spruce comes from the Pacific Northwest of North America. So it's actually sourced in Canada. So just north of me here in Oregon. And these pine forests are amazing. I'm going to have to go up and check out the spruce forest because I would love to go up to Canada and check out exactly where they source the black spruce. So one of the cool things that I learned when I was doing a little bit of research about this plant is that when the pine cones are little, as you can see in the ad of my picture, I don't know how clear it was because I kind of faded the image, but the little pine cones start out purple and then they turn a brown color. So this is the essential oil of stability. And I love this plant so much because in Native American tradition, they used all parts of the spruce. They used the bark to make different clothing, and they would use the wood to carve canoes, and they used black spruce medicinally as well, and in ceremony. So this plant, because it's coming from a tree, makes it very grounding, hence the oil of stability, for if we're looking at ourself and our own constitution personally, according to Ayurveda, it's really balancing for people who are Vata dominant. And when we're talking about people who are Vata dominant, those are people who are governed more by the elements ether and air. So Vata is the wind, and what that governs is the body is movement, breathing, the emotions, the nervous system, things like that. So black spruce, it's so funny. As soon as I ordered it, I knew that I loved it immediately, and I just started diffusing it pretty much every single day with doTERRA's special oil that they came out with a few months ago, Hinoki. And Hinoki has like a citrusy blend. So any mixture of black spruce with citrus in your diffuser is, in my book, heaven, being Vata dominant. And I find that, I just loved it. And as I was reading about it, I realized why I love it so much, because it's so grounding. It does have that super relaxing effect on the body and mind. And then I just wanted to read a little bit about the energetics of this oil. I love going into energetics. So,
Excuse me, Karuna. I'm having trouble hearing you. Something shifted.
oh, I'm sorry. It was the way I held my phone, I think. Is that
Yes,
better?
it's better. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, my phone, my hand was covering my speaker. Sorry. So, thank you for saying that, Gail. So, of all the grounding oils, they're saying that spruces are most effective, and they especially are helpful in times of crisis, shock, and trauma. During such experiences, people's energy may splinter, causing emotional disruption. So these trees can stabilize our energy, helping us return to a grounded, balanced state. Right? Isn't that so beautiful? And I love the verbiage that this book uses. We can feel emotionally splintered, right? Sometimes we're just feeling so shattered, especially when we are going through any kind of trauma. And let's face it, currently, I feel that everyone in the world has experienced a collective trauma. So this oil is going to be so nice in your diffuser. You can put it on the soles of your feet. And I just like to put it on my heart center too and just really smell it all the time because I just love this grounding effect. And Black Spruce has mastered the art of energy conservation and endurance. So during these times of crisis, I don't know if you've noticed too, like this June that we're in has been crazy. We're experiencing 2 eclipses. So this Saturday, we're experiencing a solar eclipse. And, about a week or so, 2 weeks ago, we experienced a lunar eclipse. So we are in the middle of it. And it's so funny because I've been talking to some of my friends, and, usually I have an abundance of energy. And I am really enthusiastic about the work that I do. I love it so much. And these last few weeks, I've just been wanting to cave up. Oh, here's Dawn. Hi, Dawn. Thanks for joining, Dawn. But what I was saying is that, these last couple of weeks, I've just been energetically exhausted, and I've been really wanting to work, and I feel like I have a list of things that I really want to do, and I have maybe done 1 or 2 things on my to-do list instead of like ticking things off like I usually do. But I'm also really noticing how I'm feeling, what's going on with the energetics of life right now in my local environment, in the greater environment, and in the cosmos. And realizing that we are in a time of concealment. And when we are in this time, these times of concealment, it's a time of going inward, right? We're moving into the darkness. It's a time of solitude. And I thought that during this class today, we could just go through a really nice grounding meditation to kind of get us back to our sense of stability. So what I like to do is I just like to close my eyes and whether I'm sitting in a chair, on the floor, on the earth, wherever, I'm just noticing the points of my body that make contact with the earth. So just notice what points of your body are making contact energetically with the earth, no matter what you're sitting on. So for me right now, I'm in a very relaxed position, and I'm noticing that my 2 sit bones are on the ground and my knees are bent, so my feet are both firmly rooted on the floor, the soles of my feet. And I'm able to extend my toes. I can place my hands down on the porch that I'm sitting on and energetically ground down. So no matter what points are making contact, whether you're laying in a bed, sitting in a chair, your office, whether you're able to go outside, just take a moment to feel an energetic connection to the earth, just like trees, as if we were a black spruce tree. And imagine that these points that are making contact energetically, physically with the earth are transitioning into roots, like roots of a tree. So it's almost like there are these energetic roots that are emanating from these points of contact in your body and really anchoring into the earth below us, whether we're going through the foundation of the building we're in or if we're right outside. And just take a moment to establish this connection. And feel free to shift your body to make sure that you're really comfortable no matter where you're at. Lengthening the trunk of the body, the torso, from your sit bones right on through the crown of the head. Again, whether you are sitting in a chair or laying down. Just breathe into this length of your body. Relaxing the breath. And see if you can slow down the breath a little bit. As if your lungs were like the leaves of trees, or acting like the pine needles to the spruce tree. And there's a chemical reaction that happens, a certain energetic alchemy, where the sunlight, as it hits the green and the chlorophyll and the pine needles or leaves of trees, it begins to transmute and feed the tree energetically. So just begin to let the body be fed by your breath. And if you do have black spruce oil, when you do this meditation, you can put it into your diffuser, because this is recorded, so we can go back and do this again. And feel how wonderful it is when we can really slow down and take this time to establish our sense of stability. Mastering the art of energy conservation. Like trees, they're there to endure. They're there for hundreds of years. It's not being prevented their full lifespan. And just think of how simple it is to just regulate your energy flow with your breath. Preserving your energy and storing it for the future, for when we feel like we need that excess reserve of energy, when we need to weather the storm, we need to stay anchored and grounded. So just keep taking some slow, deep breaths into this sense of anchoring. No matter what is going on around you, no matter what you're dealing with, no matter what chaos, we can breathe into this sense of deep stability. Breathing a sense of vitality and longevity so that we can move through the cycles of the seasons. And like I was talking about, really honoring where our energy is depending on how we're feeling, what's going on with your local weather, where is the moon phase. And if you're a woman and you're still having your cycle, really honoring your feminine cycle. And sometimes we need to close in and restore, like the upcoming eclipse. It's that concealment, that restoration, that opportunity to slow down, like a seed that we plant in the earth. It's dark, it's moist, it's kind of cold down there, but it integrates and alchemizes with the sunlight. And so we learn to balance the light and the dark energies. That darkness is restorative, and the light is more expressive, more vital, more outward, like the sun radiating its strength. And just honoring those times when we're feeling depleted or recovering from a surgery, for example, and using this time for germination. Black spruce helps us with that inner struggle of extreme moods from one mood to another. So it helps us to also regulate our moods so that we don't feel like we're swinging on that emotional pendulum, but we're again finding that real sense of stability, like the tree, like the black spruce tree. And black spruce is also an ally when we feel fear, when that arises within us or within our subconscious, and we may not even realize that we're feeling fearful. And I know that that's also a very common condition of today's circumstances, is that, we're going through our day to day, but we're sensitive to what's happening in the collective, and we may be feeling that collective fear. So diffusing black spruce can act like an ally to help support us. And all individuals hold genetic DNA memories. We hold cellular memories. And so this collective struggle that we may not feel is ours, it's ours. It's in our history. And so a part of a characteristic of trees is that they stand tall and they're majestic. And they weather the storm through all fears, through the lightning, the thunder, through the logging, so at times when we feel that we are struggling under the weight of fears that we don't feel originate with us necessarily, black spruce can heal those ancestral wounds as we just simply breathe it in and let the messages come. Let our ancestors speak to us through the whispering winds that blow through the trees in the forest. There's wisdom to be learned. There's wisdom in our breath. Black spruce helps us to gain clarity about fear-based memories and release them from the mind and from our body so that we may be free within ourselves. And when we free ourselves, we free others in the process. So using black spruce can really assist your powers of self-transformation. And I think I had quoted Thich Nhat Hanh last week when I had said that when one person meditates, the whole family benefits. Because meditation helps us to process the daily stress that we take in naturally. I mean, there's stress all around us, good stress, not so good stress, trauma stress, extreme stress. But the more that we can establish our stability within ourselves through our meditation practice, using plant medicine to help us repattern the subconscious mind and to heal those old wounds, the more empowered we become and the taller and stronger that we can stand as we grow through life. And this is a real honor to be an active part of our conscious evolution. So see if you can really take in that feeling of what it's like when you walk through a forest, and what does it smell like? And those smells is it's aromatherapy, right? Which is one reason that we need to slow down our breath and give ourselves that opportunity to really take in the energetics of these medicines or remedies on all levels, as deeply and as subtly and as profoundly as we can. And whenever you feel ready, just begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes as if you're extending the branches of your tree and digging your roots in a little bit deeper into the earth, just awakening your body. Letting the eyes flutter open nice and slow whenever you feel ready. And allowing yourself to come back to this space, feeling hopefully a little bit more stable, a little bit more revived, and a lot more grounded. Did it work?
You worked very well. I feel ready for a nap, actually.
Oh, good. Yeah. And sometimes when we meditate, it does put us in that relaxed state. And, if you need to nap. I like always calling them Einstein naps. Taking 20-minute naps energetically restores the body. So thank you for being here and exploring the black spruce medicine with me and going through that journey. And I will be here next week. Much love to you.
Thank you. Bye.
Welcome. Namaste.
Namaste. Yes.